Philosophers have said that there are only 7 stories we keep repeating throughout history. Tonight, we're gonna pick one and tell it again. This is The Treatment, a podcast about stories with your hosts, Billy Beck, Cody Beck, and Mark Lucas. The Treatment is filmed against a live studio audience.
Leaning against that audience, like we lean on Wikipedia to help us remember what happened in these classic stories that the wheel gives us.
Speaking of classic stories, we made one out of the Iliad last week. Does anybody remember?
We did. It was the culmination of the first phase of the God So Nooniverse.
Please don't make us do multiple phases.
You're the one who puts that on the wheel, Cody.
So I have a review of our Iliad movie titled The Dead Forget. This is a review from Entertainment Weekly. In terms of storytelling, The Dead Forget is, for the most part, a highly functional, banged-together vehicle that runs on synthetic mythical fuel. Yet the grand finale of CGI action, set in the streets of Lagos, is, in every sense, smashing. 83 out of 100 from Entertainment Weekly.
Entertainment Weekly with the 100 scale. That is absurd.
So what we got on the wheel this week?
Yeah, what we got?
Wow, Cody, just jumping on Mark's line here.
Sorry.
The script, dear.
I'm sorry, I'm not reading the script. This isn't our other podcast. I do enough reading for that.
Honestly, I'm just excited that we're all jazzed to tell a new story.
I always am. On the circle this week, we have, in real time, Ichabod Crane, Snow Queen, The Fisherman and His Wife, Handful of Spiders, Dracula, Screen Life, Werewolves, and Haunted America. And the wheel, the circle it spins, and the circle it lands, and the circle says, this week, we are writing a werewolf movie.
What the fuck? Why is the circle on me again?
The circle fucking loves you.
Okay. Do I need to go into, like, werewolf lore?
I mean...
Or do enough of our audience members, are they aware of what a werewolf is?
Are they werewolves?
I want a divorce.
But first, Cody, what's a werewolf?
So a werewolf, or in the common parlance, a shifter, is...
Never fucking heard that before.
Yeah, that's because you're not on fucking romance book talk having to hear about dragon dicks, okay? So...
The algorithm is your own, dear.
A werewolf is a creature who has been in some way infected with the disease of lycanthropy, where they are transformed, they are cursed or blessed, depending on the mythology, with the ability to transform into a creature, usually if it's a werewolf, a wolf or dog-like creature, at the full moon. Usually in the older stories, they will be violent and destructive and evil and wreak havoc. There are also, in more modern interpretations, there's been a lot more humorous takes on them. For example, What We Do in the Shadows, the werewolves there are kind of just really fucking stupid and very, like, bro-y and silly. It's also kind of as we as a society have shifted our views on dogs and pets in general, it feels like we're getting more and more silly werewolf stories. Yeah, I think that's a good summary. But another thing is also, because we live in a society of monster fuckers, the idea of being able to shift into an animal form of some kind has come to be known as shifting, and the people who can do it are known as shifters, and there are people that want to fuck all of the animals and all of the creatures, and so that's an entire genre. I'm sure Chuck Tingle has written several novels about it.
Today? That man is prolific.
I am still a Chris Pine as Chuck Tingle truther.
He does not have the time. Alright. Mark, do you have, like, a favorite werewolf movie or werewolf story?
Not particularly. I just wanted to share a couple of other things that Cody didn't. Okay. First, the word werewolf itself is derived from the Old English werewolf, which literally means man-wolf. Because, and I think that this is just interesting trivia that I need to share, in English, or older English, not the English we use today, in English, the term man is non-gendered. It just meant any human person. And when you add the suffix vo, that means wo-man is a female human. And were-man was a male human. That's why werewolf is male human wolf.
Huh. Okay.
In, like, the most classical sense, they transform. It's also called lycanthropy. They transform under the full moon, and there's folk tales or folk things about werewolves literally everywhere. Like, all throughout the globe in most cultures.
There is actually a Greek story about a werewolf that's fun and fucked up. I can't remember what tale, like what person it's credited to, but they're, just supporting that. Even in ancient Greece, they had stories about werewolves.
So, an ancient Greek story
No!
about a wolf, eh? Is BB Wolf entering the Godstone universe?
No!
Here's something I just found on the Wikipedia page. One Danish belief holds that scolding a werewolf will cure it.
Huh.
Just bop it on the nose and go, no! Bad!
I thought you said scalding, like, boil that water and wah.
So there is actually an old belief that I think is very fun and could be fun to play with because you don't see it very often. That throwing the clothing of a werewolf at it, like it's human clothing, will cause it to change back. Or B, someone who really loves the werewolf, calling to them and reaching out to them will cause them to transform back. And I have this, like, maybe it's because Mother's Day just happened, but I have this, like, mental image of someone, like an older woman, who is going out into the forest where even the hunters are afraid to go now because the werewolf has just been wreaking havoc, and she goes into the woods and successfully manages to defeat the beast.
Okay, we can keep going down that path, but there's one other thing that I just read on Wikipedia that I want to share. Another common medieval period method of removing lycanthropy is converting to belief in our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ.
Of course. Everything is cured.
I don't know why I think that is very funny, but I think that is very funny.
Jesus died for our sins, including lycanthropy.
I feel like there's a joke there about, like, the English and the Irish, and how there's more Irish werewolf stories.
There's a joke there about vampires, too, because Jesus and the blood drinking.
Okay, so I know that this isn't the vampire episode, but I just gotta say, I'm pretty sure all of the vampire stereotypes are just aimed at Italians. You can't eat garlic. In Italy, you can't go out in the sun. In Italy, you can't be near a rosary or a crucifix or a church. In Italy?
I will fight back on the garlic thing, because I happened to listen to a podcast about garlic today.
Oh my god, okay.
And if anything, garlic is seen as poor people food. So maybe vampires are just the elites.
I mean, most stories they usually are.
Yeah.
Are vampire asides.
Not specifically Italian, or not generically Italian, but specifically Italian elites, maybe.
Isn't Lestat French?
Yeah.
So focusing back in on werewolves, which is the topic of this episode, I think the first question we should nail down is tone.
Mm-hmm.
In my mind, there are two tonal directions we could go with werewolves. And the first is the old horror movie, a la, The Wolfman.
Yeah.
Or we could get silly with it, a la just about any werewolf movie recently.
Like Werewolves Within.
And even though I say a la, like we would be doing it our own way, we're making our own story, but which direction do we feel we want to go with it?
So, my favorite werewolf movie is An American Werewolf in London.
Which is kind of both?
Yeah, it walks a fine line. Like, it's got some more lighthearted moments, but it's also got some of that horror element and has the incredible effects work.
It's very dark humor, black humor.
And I would want to do, like, a modern take on that kind of story. Because the other side of that coin is he's a fish out of water who is also now a werewolf.
I mean, being very familiar with An American Werewolf in London, yeah, that's probably also my favorite werewolf story, werewolf movie. And I think that, I don't want to say a remake, because that's not what we would be doing, but I do think it would be fun to do a 2026.
Like a modernization of that kind of...
Yeah.
Okay, now, I've never seen any movies, so I don't know what happens in this Italian werewolf in Paris.
No, American Werewolf in Paris was the sequel, and it is not very good.
Wait, is that a real thing?
So...
Yes. At the end, they bungee jump off the Eiffel Tower.
Oh, God.
It's so dumb.
So, a quick rundown of American Werewolf in London. Guy and his friend Americans go backpacking in the UK, and while they're alone in a field, there's a creature that starts tracking them, and it kills his friend and bangs him up real bad, and he wakes up in the hospital, and spends some more time in London, but all of a sudden, these people around him start dying, and he starts seeing these visions of his dead friend who is increasingly decaying, and his dead friend is like, yo man, you gotta either kill the werewolf that gave you the curse, that's how you cure yourself, or you're gonna keep rampaging and killing more people and making it worse, and also, we're all trapped here on Earth with you till you die or kill this other werewolf. And he refuses to believe it's him, our main character, until eventually he does, of course, transform in front of his love interest, and it's like one of the most famous transformation effects in cinema. It's incredible and brutal and wonderful.
Like at Universal Studios Orlando, they do, I think they still do like a special effects thing that you can go to, and they highlight that effect still, 40 years later.
It's an incredible effect. It's very body horror, and it's delightful. And then the end, he gets shot by the police, and because he has not he's killed all of his victims, he has not succeeded in turning anyone else into a werewolf. Everyone goes to heaven and or hell. It's unclear.
The afterlife.
Yes. Everyone passes on, and he has escaped. Or he has not escaped, he has died.
Yeah. It's what I would consider like an archetypal werewolf story. But what makes it interesting is the characters and the location.
Yeah.
Okay, is that the story we want to tell? Or a direction we want to travel in?
I'm okay with that, because there aren't as many werewolf movies as there are vampire, zombie, the traditional movie monsters. It's a less tapped tree. So I'm okay sticking with like archetypal storylines. We would just need to find the characters and settings that make it ours.
The thought process I'm having, and God forbid I'm about to give Stephanie Meyer praise. The thing that she did with the werewolves in Twilight is actually really fucking interesting, and of course, because it was interesting, she stayed as far away from it as possible. The werewolves in Twilight are ancestral guardians of their land. So they're the indigenous folk that have grown up on this land, and they are basically given the werewolf power to protect it from the vampires that are roaming around. I'm not saying we steal that, but I do like the idea of indigenous werewolves, and if we're going with the idea of a fish out of water, it's a white guy who fucks shit up and becomes a werewolf and starts threatening to ruin this delicate balance that the indigenous people have with this power or curse, depending on how you see it.
I like where your head's at, however, 3 honkies?
Yeah, that's true.
I'm not sure we're the people to tell an indigenous story.
Fair.
Because the other side of that coin is like, oh, you think all Native Americans are monsters? No.
Yeah, that's valid.
Yeah. Because my head was in a completely different place. And maybe influenced by some future events. Werewolf on a cruise ship?
I am on the verge of a brain blast. Hang on.
Alright.
Redneck werewolf. So, everything that we just said about, like the ancestral protectors of this land, except instead of a Native American thing, it is some dumb redneck shit. Where, like, if Cooter mixes the right combination of Keystone Light and Sudafed, he takes on the power to chase off them men from the bank.
Okay, I like where your head is at.
Tucker and Dale Wolf versus evil?
Kind of. Like, I like the idea of it being, like, it's an open secret in the trailer park that Dale has this thing that happens to him. And they do the, like, hush, like, the Appalachia hush hush, we don't talk about it. If you don't tell anybody, if you don't start no shit, won't be no shit vibe. But what if Dale fucks up and gets out and they can't find him? And now they have to go track down the fucking werewolf because they're trying not to get him abducted by the government and also leave their trailer park alone. I do think the tone of that would lean a little more funny, but I also think Werewolf on a Cruise Ship would lean a little more funny as well. Like, it could definitely be done in a horror way, because in closed passageways, you don't know where the shit is, etc. But I do think with this group of people telling the story, it would end up a little more comic.
Yeah, knowing us.
I think that we're, a lot of the time, just barely teetering on the edge of kooky britches.
Yeah.
And personally, I love that. I love kooky britches. I'm wearing them right now.
And with something like a traditional horror villain or horror monster, I like the comedic aspect of it. Because you can still do the fun horror stuff. You can come up with creative ways for people to die. And you can still have, like, you know, your gore team doing gore effects. I know that's not your jam as much, Mark. But you can still do all the horror elements without having the fear, while also including jokes.
Yeah.
Again, Tucker and Dale versus Evil. Mark, this is a movie wherein some rednecks out in, you know, the woods they're fixing up this house he bought. And some teenagers in traditional horror movie, slasher movie fashion come out to the area to camp and drink beers and have sex. And one of them, like, hits her head and falls in the river, and one of Tucker and or Dale pulls her out and nurses her to health. But her friends think he's a slasher villain and keep accidentally dying around him and thinking he's killing them off, to comedic effect.
Ah, now I understand why we're calling our redneck werewolf Tucker.
Or Cody was calling him Dale. I called him Dale Wolf, but... So I think we're settled on, like, a more comedic take, yeah?
Yeah.
And setting-wise...
Do we like the redneck concept of protecting our trailer park? Keeping the secret among us?
Trailer park feels loaded.
Yeah, I was just using that as a placeholder, sorry.
Yeah. No, that's fine. Like, but I'm okay with small town country out in the woods, like Appalachian kind of vibes, you know? Mountain folk, if you will. So what if instead of protecting a trailer park, they're protecting, like, maybe it's one of those old mining towns where, and going back to an old hat that we like to dig into, previously there had been like a union dispute, one of those towns where, like, the Pinkertons had a shootout with the union, and the union won. And this is the history of the town. This isn't the plot of the movie, but they are the town werewolf is there to protect from more capitalists from coming in and trying to, you know, take the land's resources.
Okay, and this is some kind of knowledge. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, we do really love having a cop as a villain.
Coppers, bankers, rich people in general. So what if... So, there's an abandoned mine, because the union won, and the company decided to just leave instead of, you know, pay them their rights. So, a few generations later, like, the grandson of the old mine owner is going through Grandpa's documents, and finds evidence that, like, maybe gold or some other precious mineral was also in this mine, in addition to coal, or something like that. Like, they found evidence, you know what I'm saying? And he wants to go in and reopen and get something else out of it. And that's the villain of the piece. And he moves in, and then we have our werewolf.
I have an idea.
I don't really have an ending to that.
Cold open. It is somebody, one of those, like, urban explorers, rural explorers, spelunking in the old mine. And it's like that found footage camera shit where it's like lit only from the light of the guy in there doing the exploring.
Like GoPro and a headlamp?
Yes. And he's like going through and we start hearing like stuff. He's like, nobody's been down here in ages. Like, this can't be whatever. And it ends with werewolf running at camera. But of course you don't know what it is. Guy gets taken down. That's our cold open title. And then we open on the rest of the town. And my idea, linking it to what you were saying, is that guy, that explorer, is working for the owner of the mine.
Rockefeller Jr.
Yeah, like working for the owner of the mine, or is the fail son of the owner of the mine himself, and that's what gets them back interested in that area.
And the town is protective of it, because the way this community has stayed afloat as long as they have, without the company there, is that they have been mining it themselves and selling the gold quietly, like without, and like just as a community thing. Like, we keep our community alive by our mine, and then that's how we can afford to keep our houses built and power and water running.
Or even they do tourism, it kind of a la the catacombs in Paris. They do tourism in the open parts of the mine.
Oh yeah, it's like a historical museum type thing that they run school field trips through.
Yeah, and like maybe one of those activities is, hey, you can do a little bit of mining yourself, and maybe one of those kids accidentally something.
Oh no, I still like the idea of it being that thing. Like, that's a good opening. Is that GoPro thing. Because that kind of sets up the vibe.
And it's obviously like, hey, we're here because we're going to be outside the areas that they normally show you.
And like all those small businesses. Oh, go ahead, Mark.
I love the GoPro cold opening. I love that. I think that this has to be a coal mine if we're digging from the same like Appalachian well that we often go to. Because that's not really a gold area. It's coal.
Yeah. I'm just thinking there's got to be something else in that mine. Some other resource.
Copper?
Well, we can figure that out. I just want to get this out, that I also love the idea that the only way this village is kind of keeping itself together is through the mine tourism. And I'm just now remembering that there was a movie, The Molly Maguires. I haven't seen it, but the reason I know about it is because of Eckley Miners Village. They filmed the movie about these like old-timey coal miners at this actual old-timey coal town.
Is it in Lackawanna?
Yes.
That area?
Yes.
Because we could also straight up just do it in like coal country PA.
I mean, I've personally shot movies in coal country as well.
They weren't about coal.
No, it was a fan film based on not Starship Troopers, but I wore that uniform, Firefly. But I want there to be something that keeps this community like almost utopic, right? And I feel like I like the idea of using that tourism and the mine museum as a front or a cover for something else. Like, the real source of this area's wealth has to be something different. And that's what needs to be at risk.
I think it can be utopic without them having, like, a magic source of wealth. I think that the utopia comes from the fact that they live peacefully there.
I like the idea that you're saying they live peacefully, and I also like the idea that there's a threat. What if the threat isn't something being taken away? The threat is something coming in.
Yeah, no, that's the threat. The threat is, and this is me getting on my fucking soapbox again. The threat is capitalism coming in.
What if this area doesn't have, like, Wi-Fi or internet access the same way that a lot of other places do? And that's what's coming in.
What if what wants to come in, Rockefeller III, wants to use Grandpa's mines not to mine anymore? He's looking towards the future, and he wants to fill the mines with data centers.
Nah, I'm not feeling that.
Alright, I'm just thinking that's like an actual threat that rural communities are facing these days.
Oh yeah, it is.
And like also there's that there are companies that use like natural caves and whatnot to long-term store data, like to protect data.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of like, it's alright.
Yeah, I like where your head is at. I don't want to be as on the nose as a data center, because that also 100% firmly sets this in 2026. Which I know we are, but I don't want it to be like it's 2027 and we've abolished AI and now this is completely... We have no...
Oh, you're so hopeful.
Yeah.
What if it's just the government, then? They want to use the caves for government projects.
Yeah. We need more cheese caves.
You're not... I would not eat cheese from a coal cave.
Or, I mean, if a property developer wants to put a mountain getaway resort, I mean, it is the Poconos.
The old Emperor Cusco, we could do that.
Yeah.
Not even like a private thing, like a romantic getaway for all of America's honeymooners. This used to be the honeymoon capital of the world. We can do it again.
It's not taking place in Niagara Falls. Come on now.
I swear, the Poconos used to be that.
Dude, I fucking love the Poconos. It's been ages since I've been up there, too.
But, yeah, I like that idea. I like real estate developers coming in. And maybe that can be the person that's in the cave.
I think for the cold open, I want that to be unrelated.
Yeah.
Okay. Do we see this person later?
Yes, in the hospital. Because the werewolf is part of, like, our protagonists.
I don't want us to nail down that answer right now. I want us to figure that out later as we get more of this under our feet.
Okay.
Like, I don't know if he survives the attack or not. And then if he does, I don't know if we see him in the hospital or if we find his remains in the mine.
The one thing I'm going to push back on is I do think he survives. Because I think it needs to be made clear that once the werewolf realizes this person is not a threat, it's just a dude, gender neutral, he stops.
It's just a YouTuber.
Yeah. It's just a dumb kid being a dumb kid.
But not even like a prank tuber, just a spelunking YouTuber.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, okay, so the town. Small town, couple hundred folk.
Yeah.
Small K through 12 school. A couple local businesses. Most of them cater to...
It's a tourist town.
Not necessarily... Not tourist, but like educational tourism.
Yeah.
So they have
school trips.
Yeah, school trips. So like the mine museum, there's a mining themed restaurant that employs a lot of people, and then like a local dive, local grocery store, and a local like five and dime mom and pop type of store, and that's about all it is. But it's enough to keep everybody in the town employed, educated, and happy.
Yeah.
If the school field trips dry up, we're gonna have a problem. Maybe over the summers they rent the place out for like independent filmmaking.
Yeah.
Just because it's rural enough that they can do some stuff there, and that's just that's the money that keeps the town going when school's not in session.
Yeah. Or it's just the thing that you have with all tourism is you struggle for the non-tourist season, and then tourist boom comes in and
what they're worried about, the issue is that this development deal that wants to come in, they want to build this resort, it's an all-inclusive resort. So that's gonna take everything away. Like, none of those people are going to go are going to go to the restaurant. None of those people are going to visit the cave.
It's also not the target demographic.
Like,
for their tours.
Yeah, like, these people are not going to leave that resort area, because that resort area is going to have, because these mountains are old, and they have a lot of cave systems, and the land that the resort bought is going to have its own cave that they're going to do their own programs in. It's basically going to take all the locals and completely fuck them out.
Yeah.
And even, the local government, the local mayor, is all the government is. He also fucking owns probably the restaurant,
Yeah.
He's against it, but, people above him have approved, the county has approved everything and gone over his head about it.
Yeah.
So that's the threat coming in, and it's a threat to the entire community.
Yeah.
Do members of the community know, A, that there is even a werewolf, and if they do, B, do they know who the werewolf is?
I want to say yes and yes. It's they're not, because I'm thinking, Appalachia and, rural areas in general are very superstitious and very secretive, and they're also we protect our own. So it's very much that boy's a little weird, not going to talk about it, not going to ask any questions.
I want to say maybe and no.
I think everybody knows that this town has a protector, but only a select few actually know that means werewolf and who the werewolf is. Or maybe even nobody knows who the werewolf is.
I'm leaning more that way. Like, the werewolf helped during the labor dispute in the 30s. So they know that, like, some shit went down that's not in the history books. They don't have anything about it in the museum, but the locals know that, like, everyone says they saw a werewolf.
There's a little thing with, like, some rough sketches in the corner of the museum that, like, the school kids love, and the teachers are like, yeah, that's bullshit, that's nonsense.
There's, like, some documents that are redacted.
It's very, like...
There's one page from Old Man Jedediah's diary, dated 1870. The Protector came by today.
It's very Gravity Falls. In the sense that, like, this section of the museum is about the mythology of Appalachia, and that's where they sneak the documents in. So it's, like, the plausible deniability.
Yeah, and, like, even amongst the townsfolk, like, some guys are like, no, my great-grandfather swears. Like, before he died, he told me he saw the werewolf, and it saved him from a Pinkerton.
So,
and then, like, some other guy's like, nah, dude, that was totally a lie. Your great-grandfather was crazy. That shit didn't happen.
So, question. Is this the same werewolf, or is this something that passes down generationally?
I would think it's generational. Because werewolves aren't immortal like vampires, right?
It depends on the mythology. Sometimes they're immortal, sometimes they're not. Generally, because they are being pitted against vampires, they're usually depicted as not immortal. Or you could take the Stephanie Meyer route, which is immortal till they don't feel like it anymore, and then they go peace, and they're done.
I think for what we're doing, they're not immortal, and it is... I think the closest approximation I can get to explain is like a superhero thing, where this one family knows the secret to unlocking the Protector, and the actual role of the Protector is kept within that family and passed down. You know, never do this until you need to.
Do we get to have a spooky witch grandma? I love spooky witch grandma character.
I was thinking, what if we do it like a la The Giver, where, oh, it's time, town needs protecting, and like Old Man Jenkins, who always sits at the same stool at the bar every night, drinks his one beer, and goes home. Except, mysteriously, once a month, he just doesn't come on the full moon. He pulls our protagonist, whoever our protagonist is, Dale. He pulls Dale aside, who's the tour guide at the caves, as, like, they start, like, as they can see the bulldozers coming over the hill, and he's like, it's time for you to know the secrets of the town. And, like, someone that we're introduced to earlier, not as a vampire, Jesus, not as a werewolf, we see him become one, and we see him get what's the term, like, bestowed upon, but that's not right.
Gifted,
it doesn't matter. Like, deputized, basically, as I'm getting too old for this, and this is a bigger fight than I can handle. I need help.
So there's 2 werewolves.
I think we have 2 at the start, yeah, and then we can have Old Man Jenkins get got at some point.
I think because we're partly building our own werewolf mythology for this. And I think one thing that might fit into it is when you are blessed with lycanthropy, you have to become a werewolf at least once a month. And if you don't, your body forces the change every full moon. Does that make sense?
So you can control it unless you choose to try to deny it, basically.
Yes.
It will happen at the full moon?
Yeah.
Okay, I like that. And the thought I have is, with our guy getting attacked at the beginning of the movie, what if the reason he survives is because Old Man Jenkins is too old to kill him? A la Batman and Batman Beyond.
Yeah, he can do enough to scare the guy out of the cave, but he doesn't have the strength to catch him and actually get him.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know what? Old Man Jenkins has, in his later years, taken to going deep into the mines when he knows it's a full moon. He doesn't kill this guy because he's protecting the mines. He does it because he happens to be there.
I like that. It happens to be the full moon that day.
And we can even see that, like, as he's going in that GoPro. Hey, what's up, guys? Smash that like button. We're going spelunking.
Yeah, and you see the full moon in the
Yeah.
I don't even think we need to necessarily have him say it's a full moon. He could just say it's the best time of the month because you have natural light and you've got the big ass full moon in the background, like an ominous little warning.
Just like a lot of natural light tonight to do some night diving.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So now we're just piecing together some bones before we come back and figure out some scenes.
Yeah, so I think first act we have our cold open, which I think fucking rips. So the first act, we're going to establish the town and the threat. So we're going to establish Dale and who he is in this town. Old Man Jenkins, who he is in this town. And I think the mayor needs to be established just because we need some sort of authority figure to bounce shit off of.
Just to back up a second, I think Old Man Jenkins is not alone. Cody had mentioned Spooky Witch Grandma.
Oh, yeah, he's married.
I think Old Man Jenkins definitely has a spooky witch wife.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, for sure.
Up until now in my head, he was like a widower. No, he's not. He's got a spooky witch wife that helps him with the transformations, and eventually helps him with converting Dale.
She does healing stuff with him the day after because it takes a toll on his old body.
Also,
we need to have her, like, we need a scene where we don't know what's happening yet, but she has to tell him, like, you need to pick a successor soon. You can't keep doing this alone, and this town needs protection.
Yes, I like that. I also want old spooky witch wife to have an apprentice of whatever gender Dale is attracted to, and that's love interest for Dale. And I kind of want Old Man Jenkins to be related to the mayor in some way. Because in my head, what I'm seeing is older brother, younger brother, and that's why younger brother became mayor. He saw the sacrifice that his older brother was willing to give to the town, and he decided, all right, I'm going to protect you because you're protecting the town.
Okay, Jenkins, his wife, his son is deceased because his son was supposed to be his successor and died somewhat. We'll figure that out. Grandchild would be the love interest.
Okay.
And Mayor is nephew.
Okay. So, Mayor and grandchild are...
No, like...
like siblings?
No. Mayor is nephew. Mayor is uncle to the grandchild.
Oh, okay.
So, we've got the boomer generation is Jenkins and wife.
Okay.
And we got the Gen Xers, that's our mayor.
Okay.
And then we've got our, like, younger millennials, older Gen Z, and that's our Dale and our love interest.
Okay. So, is Mayor blood related to Jenkins, or marriage?
Through marriage, through Witch Lady. Like, Witch Lady's sister's kid. Something like that.
Gotcha. Yep.
So there's no, like lycanthropy there.
Yeah.
And the way that we're setting it up, lycanthropy isn't directly blood.
Oh, no. I was just trying to get it...
Just in case anyone
lycanthropy is not stored in the balls.
Well, it can be. Depends on where you're bit, right?
If a werewolf bites you in the balls, I think you have bigger problems.
Yeah, the searing pain in my balls.
Lycanthropy
this massive boner I've got.
Lycanthropy is not blood related, but the witchcraft and healing ability is.
Ooh. So the mayor can do magic.
Yes.
All right.
He could if he believed in it, which he does not.
He only does it once every 4 years, and he just so happens to do it during an election year, and he just so happens to always get reelected.
I kind of like the idea that he's doing it by accident. He just wants to win so badly. Bro, there's 500 votes in this box. There's only 67 people that live in the town.
No, I think the mayor is just beloved. I think, like, there's no real conflict in this town.
Yeah.
You know? Okay, so first act, we're establishing our characters, and we're establishing the threat, which is property development coming in, going to build an all-inclusive resort that's going to kill the town's economy and choke out all the locals. Act 2 is conflict. So this is where we're going to have... I think that Act 1 to Act 2 turn is going to be when Dale learns that he has to become a werewolf. Through Act 2, we're going to have him learning the ropes. We're going to have him stopping development, fighting off the, like, paramilitary people that the rich land developers bring in. The Pinkertons, essentially.
Yeah.
Act 2 turn is Old Man Jenkins dies and he's on his own. And then Act 3 is our final confrontation with Dale and Rockefeller III. Which I still want him to be, the developer to be the grandson of the mine owner.
Yeah.
Like, Because why the fuck not? Because I think he would
Generational
still.
wealth.
I think he still technically owns the land. They just refuse to do anything on it because they'd have to pay the union.
Yeah.
And he's finally found a way to not have to pay the union.
Yeah.
So we good on our acts? Where we're going with this?
Yeah, I guess so.
Let's tell a fucking story then.
So we got our cold open, title card. Now we open on the town. I kind of like the idea of opening in the mine with Dale Dale finishing up a tour. And them walking out him walking out into the sunlight with the kids talking about the town history. Because that immediately introduces Dale.
Yeah, and that could be where we do our opening credits as well.
Yeah.
As he's telling, a brief history of the town to a group of school children.
Yeah.
We can have the beginning of the oh god, it's just Jurassic Park, where we open with, violence, and then the paleontologist explaining dinosaurs to children, and the kid doesn't believe that raptors are dangerous. We gotta have a kid. we gotta have a heavy-set kid who doesn't believe.
I want him to get scared by witchy granddaughter. Dale is telling the story, and then witchy granddaughter is the one who's like, boom.
What if it's at the part of the tour where the kids do a little bit of mining themselves? And the kid says it's not so bad, and he just, in graphic detail, describes what black lung is.
Eventually one of the schools is going to complain about that. And they haven't yet.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking back to my own school days when we did go to Eckley Miners Village and what it was like there. And one thing is, when you do go down into the mines, it is legitimately there's a bit where they turn off the lights and you see what true darkness looks like, and it's really scary.
Did they ever do I went to Lackawanna coal mine with my parents because they hated me, I guess. Did they do the thing where they have the speakers play what it sounded like when they did a blast and how far and long it echoes?
No, I don't remember that. But I do remember them turning off the lights and letting you just listen to, the timbers creak.
Yes.
Ooh.
They turned off the lights and, yeah, they turned off the lights and they did this is what it sounds like when it was TNT, and that scared the shit out of me.
The second thing is, I remember them having a whole bunch of, just really lame-ass mannequins showing what it looks like when a man stands next to a coal seam holding a pickaxe as if he just swung it. And third, nobody really gave a shit about anything except riding the cart back up and down. So, especially that last one might be a thing for our movie. He's kind of describing it, and the kids are like, can we ride on the minecart again?
I like that, yeah. No, my school never did coal mining. We did a different cave. I don't remember what the cave was.
Was it Indian Echo Caverns?
It might have been. I don't remember, but we never did a coal, so... No, I like that perspective. Yeah, any of that stuff, or all of that stuff involved would work with terrifying these small children.
Yes.
So witchy granddaughter, she works the gift shop, yeah?
Of course.
All right.
She really likes the crystal section. They do the crystal tumbling.
Because those gift shops always had, a thing of rocks right at the counter. And it's like, you want to buy some pretty rocks, kids? You fill a bag of rocks for $1. And you got a bag of rocks.
You know a Zoltar machine?
Yes.
Yeah, I've seen Big.
I haven't. I've never seen any movies. But I know that there's a version of Zoltar where instead of a pastiche of a Romani man, it's like a grizzled old comic prospector.
Yes.
Yeah.
Same bit. Just let old Zeke look in the magic crystal ball, and you get a wish. They have one of those, too.
For sure.
I like that. I kind of want it to go off when our guy, all the kids have left, they packed him off, and he walks by it, and it goes off. And it, shoots out a fortune that's weirdly specific that he's never seen before. Or, we could just have him, every day at the end of his shift, he does it.
Big changes are coming in your life. And he's like, all right, today's the day. And he goes to ask Witchy Girl out, and she's just like, no. Just immediate denial.
Yes.
I think the next scene would be at the bar that night. He's having some bartender's an old high school friend. They're chatting about maybe the bartender's got the local news on and they hear about the land deal.
I think there should also be a little blip about YouTuber injured in freak accident in cave recovering well or something.
When we're in the bar, the last thing we see is the end of that news report, and then in other local news.
Yeah.
Rockefeller the Third.
The YouTuber is still delirious from his experience in the mine, but seems to be recovering.
Yeah. Local police have decided not to pursue charges as they feel his injuries are punishment enough. In other local news,
Zoological experts say that wolf probably had mange. Just like...
Well, see, that's why I was saying he's delirious, because there's no wolves in the mines.
Something.
Why is he talking about... He fell and broke his leg, it got infected, and he spent all night there. The cold did something to his head. He's mumbling about a wolf thing.
The thing is, he has video footage. And it's going to be shaky, and it's going to be grainy, and it's not going to be clear what it is. So instead of he's delirious, it's experts say what is on the video is just a reflection from his headlamp off some coal. Or...
it was a fox panicked at being trapped in
or
something.
A family of raccoons. You know?
Yeah.
Something simple, even though we know it's clearly not.
Yeah.
And then the news says Rockefeller III buys plot of land on west face of the mountain with plans to build a resort. And that could spark conversation with Dale and the bartender about what this is going to do to the town. I would say Dale is less worried than the bartender.
I think Dale asks him to turn it off. Or change it to something else. And he does, but they still have that conversation.
Like, throw on the game. I don't need this propaganda. Or not propaganda, but it's all fear-mongering on the news. Put on the game. The ball game. Something like that.
Yes.
And his friend the bartender calls attention to Old Man Jenkins coming in. Because this is where we get introduced to him proper-like.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What if he's already at the bar, and he says at the end of the previous news segment, "Them weren't no raccoons." Just, like, ominously. Because he knows what it was.
Well, he wouldn't want to blow his cover, though.
No, but we, the audience, don't know anything yet. He's just an old man who's, like, fear-mongering as well. He's like, those weren't raccoons.
That's true, I guess.
We don't know that he knows what it was.
Right, but I'm saying he does. So why would he blow his own cover by...
I mean, even if he's just saying it to himself. Like, even if only the bartender or only his wife, who I assume is there with him. Because, we would go to bars together when we're old.
Fair.
I don't think his wife's there with him. I think this is one of those, like, old man things that, like, every night, except for the full moon, he goes to the bar and has his one, while she stays home and does old witch woman things that require the man not be there to do.
Yeah.
Also totally reasonable, and what we would do in our old age. So, I'll allow it.
And I think Dale is extra nice to Old Man Jenkins because he knows which girl is his grandchild.
Yes.
But also I think he just genuinely likes him.
Yeah, maybe he, like, so they puts on the game, maybe he buys Jenkins another round, another pint.
Yeah.
I think at this point the relationship between Dale and Jenkins is that Dale knows Jenkins is the grandfather of the girl he likes, but that's kind of immaterial. He's an entertaining local kook, and I like him, but I don't want to spend a lot of time with him. I'll listen to some of his kook stories, but if he invited me to his house, I'm not gonna go.
Yeah. So what if, like, he buys him a second pint, sits down next to him, watches the game for a second, he's like, "So Jenkins, did you ever play basketball back in your day in high school?" And then Jenkins goes off on a tangent about, like, that makes no sense. About what the town was like like back when I was in high school, we all worked down in the mines.
I didn't go to high school. We worked.
Yeah, we don't make it to high school. Only the smartest made it to high school. The rest of us went down underground. And we worked for Rockefeller the first. Gives a little bit more the side of history that you're not going to get from the tour from that exposition dump. Because that's what this would be, another exposition dump.
Yeah.
Exposition.
So I think that's all we would need from this scene. And I think next day... Is this a small enough town where he walks to work?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Dale needs to, like, encounter the mayor and land surveyors on his way to work the next day. And that would introduce us to the mayor. And I think the mayor would actively be trying to foil the surveyors from doing their job.
But in, like, a blustery...
Like, this is my town and you can't build here and you can't do that. Well, we've got the permits from the county. I don't care what the county says. You are within my town limits. And trying to do all that.
Yeah.
I think instead of that, here where we're introduced to them, the mayor is not there and he's unaware this is even happening. I think maybe our guy rides a bike to work.
Okay.
Like a mountain bike. These aren't proper roads.
Yeah.
And he encounters some strangers with that, like, tripod lens thing that surveyors use. And he asks them, like, hey, what are you doing?
Like, hey, gentlemen, you lost?
Yeah. So that later he can go to the mayor. And the mayor didn't even know they were doing that. Because they don't care. You know?
Yeah. Like, he carries on to work and swings by the mayor's who's on the way to work. Because like I said, I shot a movie in one of these small towns, and it's literally just one paved street down the middle, and then maybe a side street or two with some cross streets, and that's about it. So, like, yeah, it would not be out of the ordinary for him to just run into Mayor Jones and just, hey, Mayor, what are those guys doing back there on First and Main? The only streets.
What are those guys doing over by the old McGillicuddy homestead? What guys?
Yeah. Oh, those guys in the guys in the high-vis jackets with the tripod. They look like surveyors. Rockefeller, and he just storms off. And then Dale goes for another day at work. And then I think we should see like the next day's group of kids, and all the kids are whispering about werewolves because they saw the video on YouTube.
Yeah, maybe they ask
they saw the video on TikTok.
Yeah.
They saw the video on Legally Distinct, not TikTok.
Yeah.
They saw it on Click Clock. That way we don't have to pay for it.
Good. They don't need my money.
And, like, while he's trying to talk about the history of mining, all the kids are just like, where's the werewolf? Where did that happen? Show us where that was. Was it over here? I think that can be a fun little scene.
I think Dale here would stick to the script. And, like, while there were some local legends back in the 20th century about werewolves in these caves, they're all, like, not founded in fact, and this is a school trip, so we're going to stick to facts here. And then back at the gift shop, our granddaughter, the witchy girl, is talking about werewolves to the kids, because they asked her, too. And she doesn't give a fuck.
I think, before that, as he's trying to stick to the script and do that boring school shit that we as adults really, really love. Could you imagine if we got to take a field trip, like a day off of work, and you get to learn how a watermill works? Hell yeah.
Oh, that's the dream, dude.
So, like, while he's trying to do that with the kids, the lights go out, and you hear, like, a scary-ish roar, growl kind of noise. And all the kids scream, and when the lights come back on, all the kids are, like, huddled up together, and witchy granddaughter is standing next to the main switch, just laughing. I thought you kids wanted to see!
Full Nosferatu in SpongeBob.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, no, I like that a lot, actually.
I think that she works in the gift shop, but it's nice and cool down here, and sometimes she likes to take her breaks, eat her lunch sandwich down in the mine, and fuck with kids.
I want a little bit in here where one of the kids is trying to show Dale the video on his phone, but he gets no bars in the cave because they're in a fucking cave, and he doesn't understand why they don't have Wi-Fi in the cave.
And then after the little joke of turning on the lights and witch girl laughing, then we cut to her back upstairs in the gift shop, telling all the kids about the legends of the werewolf.
And then after their shifts, I want a scene here with Dale and the witchy girl when they start to bond. And I wanted to start with him asking, like, why did you do that? Like, this is an educational thing. Like, we're explicitly told not to talk about the werewolf legend while we're in the caves. And she's like, lighten up. You know that shit's true, though, right? Like, my grandfather told me so many stories about werewolves from when he was growing up. You know that's true. And he's like, I don't believe it. Like, why would it be true? It just makes much more sense that, the Union fought off the Pinkertons and it was that time in this country, that kind of shit.
I think that should be happening while he's walking her home.
Yeah, like they're leaving, they're walking home, or
Yeah.
he's walking with his bike next to him.
Yeah.
They're taking their time. They're flirting a little bit, but they have two different perspectives on the history here.
Because what I want to see there is we transition slowly from their conversation into the house. Like, as you can see them from the window, we transition into the house, and Spooky Witch Wife is taking care of Old Man Jenkins, and they're both looking out the window, and that's when they start that conversation about, reminds us of she reminds me of me when I was young. You know, we're not young anymore, as she's bandaging she's applying a salve to another scrape on his arm.
Yeah. So, I had a thought here. As Dale and the witchy girl are walking home, we see posters on walls for emergency town hall meeting that night, in regards to the land development deal, obviously.
Yeah.
So when Dale goes for his nightly, the bar is completely empty. Normally it's pretty busy, because it's the one spot in town and everyone's got their routines. Everyone's at the town hall meeting, except for the bartender, who's got to keep the bar open.
The town hall meeting is in the bar. They don't have a proper town hall, and this is the closest they have to a meeting place.
I think what Bill is trying to...
Yeah, because what I'm trying to build to is, like, Dale sits down at the bar, looks around, only Jenkins is there, and Jenkins is like, not interested in the town hall, huh? And Dale's like, no, I don't think it's a real threat. Like, I think the news is just overblowing things. And Jenkins will say, like, no, they're not overblowing things. It's just, we handle things like that in this town a little less politically. And that's where we start getting towards Dale being the next werewolf and Jenkins passing it on to him.
I think, I like that conversation, but I kind of want it to be like Jenkins be like, oh, you're not interested in the town hall, and he gives all his reasons for not being, and then Dale is like, you're not interested in the town hall, and that's where he says his little piece about we handle threats like that a little differently.
I think we can still do it with the town hall meeting being in the bar, though, Mark. Because if like the bar is like one side of like a larger community center space, like maybe they normally have like a pool table and a ping pong table set up, but that night they have all the chairs set up, and the mayor's doing his speech at.
You know what my place is like.
The
place where I live.
Yeah.
For the one or two listeners to this podcast who have never been to my home, I live in the dining room of what used to be a bar. And so my apartment is a big, wide open floor space that used to have a lot of like tables and chairs, and they used to host banquets.
It's actually pretty similar to the Fox and Hounds.
Clear the tables away, you could set up a lot of chairs if you were just having like a meeting. And the literal bar is right over there.
Yeah, I was gonna say that like, I still wanted to see what this town hall meeting looks like, so we can meet some other like what the town folk are like, get some more on what the mayor's like and whatnot. So yeah, I actually like that idea. Like what we have the town hall over there, and it's just Jenkins and Dale off to the side at the bar, not participating, and they can have their own conversation over there. So no, you're right. I think
all of the chairs are lined up for the meeting. All the tables have been cleared away. So Jenkins's normal spot isn't there, and he has to sit at the bar.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when Dale sits next to him. And why Dale sits next to him.
Yeah, okay. So we see some of the town hall meeting then. Different residents, whoever owns the mom and pop, expressing concerns. The guy, like the manager at the mine museum, expressing concerns. Everyone doing their thing. The mayor's agreeing with everybody, and he's like, I'm trying to fight the county on this, but they did these permits without my knowledge or consent. I'm seeing what I can do, but as of right now, it looks like I may not have options.
And I think some of the townsfolk are less concerned because, and they'll verbally say, like, what about the protector?
Oh yeah, someone definitely says, like, this isn't the first time this town's been under threat. We've been protected in the past from this kind of thing.
And I think it's everyone who's mentioned it, like everyone who's kind of chill about it is an older person. And the ones that are worried are like
that
middle age.
Gen X to millennial age. They haven't experienced it because everything's been pretty good for a long time there.
Yeah.
So they're panicking because, like I said, a lot of local news is fear-mongering.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think Dale's wrong there necessarily. But I think Dale would sit down next to Jenkins and give it a, you've been here a long time, Mr. Jenkins. What do you think? Should we be worried about the economy? And I think Jenkins surprises him by saying, yeah, this is a real threat to this town. It's like, why aren't you saying anything over there? Like, a lot of people here respect you. You've been here forever. He's like, because I know how we handle things in this town. And that ain't going to do anything. That's not going to do anything but calm some people down and maybe give some people some peace of mind that we're trying. But there's a different way we handle things in this town.
The mental image I have of this scene is Jenkins is like fully back turned towards the meeting, clearly listening, but like not paying attention, visually not paying attention. And our guy is like elbows on the bar facing the meeting, but not part of the meeting.
Yeah. Like he's watching it like he's watching something on TV.
Yeah.
And commenting on it as such.
Yeah.
So, I'm gonna try and paint this picture with words. The bar is like perpendicular to how the meeting is set up. So, Jenkins is sitting staring either straight ahead or maybe looking at the TV and a little upset that it's on mute because of the meeting. Mm-hmm. The meeting is off to his left, and he is very specifically not looking in that direction. Yes. Dale, then, is sitting to Jenkins's right, so that as he talks, he's both looking at Jenkins and the meeting beyond.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. That's good framing.
Every frame a painting.
Not the way we do it, baby!
every frame of finger painting by us. So I think this night, Jenkins needs to do something and get himself hurt. And I'm not sure what that would be.
Jenkins goes out and I want him to damage some surveying equipment.
Yeah.
And I think how he gets hurt is, he doesn't expect them to have anything set up to protect it, and he runs into, like, barbed wire or something that they have to protect it. And that's how he hurts himself.
Or he goes after, like, their work vehicle, and an alarm goes off and startles him, and he, like, catches a hoof on something, or a paw on something. I don't think we see it so much as, like, maybe we hear it in a long shot. Like, we just hear the car alarm going off. Because then I want the day 3 of Dale and his routine, and he gets to work, and Witchy Girl isn't there. And gift shop closed today, family emergency. And he's not sure what's going on, so he just, goes through his routine, goes back to the bar. It's the normal bustling night, except instead of at the end, at the corner table where Jenkins normally sits, it's Jenkins' wife, it's the witchy lady. And as soon as he walks in, she beckons him over. And he's like, oh, shit, is everything okay? I noticed that we need a name for Witchy Girl at this point.
Yeah.
Gothica. I noticed Gothica's not there.
If we could just rewind for a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Jenkins leaves before the end of the meeting. And as he does, he says that, how we handle things differently in this town. Maybe people just need a little quick reminder. Finishes his beer, $1 on the bar, walks out.
Yeah.
He transforms outside the bar, and the meeting is briefly interrupted by a werewolf howl. We don't see him transform. We don't see him change. He just, finishes his drink, walks out. Dale starts listening to the meeting, and that's when we hear the werewolf howl, and everybody quiets down until it stops. But nobody comments on it.
Yeah. And then as he's leaving the bar at the end of the meeting, you hear a car alarm going off or something in the background.
I also want our guy to live the closest to their homestead, wherever the Jenkins family is, because I want him to be up like a little bit later than normal, because he can't quite put his finger on it, but there's something in his gut that doesn't feel right, and he sees Jenkins limping home really late. Like, maybe it's even he gets up to pee, or he gets up to get himself a glass of water, and he thinks he sees Jenkins.
Yeah, I like that. Like, he sees him out the window or something.
Yeah.
So next day, rides his bike into town. Maybe he sees, like, the surveyor's truck with a slashed tire, but he doesn't see the surveyors. Gets to work, does his normal spiel with the kids, up to the gift shop. Witchy Girl's not there. Gift shop closed. Or the manager, boss man, is running it, and he looks frazzled because he's not used to dealing with children.
Yes.
And he's like, oh, where's she today? Family emergency, couldn't make it. Weird, huh? Okay. He leaves. Goes to the bar, catches up with his bartender friend. looks over at the corner table. Jenkins isn't there, but the wife is. She beckons him
Bartender
over.
friend is upset that he had to host the meeting yesterday, because that's like 2 sales the whole night.
Yeah, no one drinks at town meetings. Or is he super happy because everyone drinks at town meetings? I think it's funnier that the whole town comes to the bar for one night. I sell 2 beers. So he looks over. Jenkins' wife beckons him over. And he wants to see you. What? No, it's important. Come with me. Finishes his pint that he ordered. And they head over. And they get to Jenkins' house. And it is a very, witchy house. Definitely supernatural shit's happening in this house.
Yeah.
And Witchy Girl is, tending to a broken leg. Jenkins in the bed. And she's tending to him with, herbs and medicine shit. Leaves and pastes. And she's got a mortar and pestle going. And there's a beaker of something. There's a small black cauldron on the stovetop, but it's just like chicken noodle soup. It's just what they had. It's fine. And this is where we get that moment, that call to action, where Jenkins explains, I'm too old to keep protecting this town. I got startled by a car alarm last night and broke my leg. Wait, you were the one who slashed his tires? I didn't even know you carried a knife. I didn't use a knife. Let me finish. Explains to Dale.
I don't want it to be a broken leg because I want it to be a bad injury, but I don't want it to be that bad. I want it to be like a sprain. Definitely something he can't
His
walk
wrist.
on unassisted. Yeah.
Ooh, wrist is good.
Yeah.
As he was slashing the tires with his claws.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we'll see all of that in flashback later.
Yeah.
Or here as he's explaining. So this is the scene where he explains, I'm getting too old for this. It's time to pass on the mantle. I've been neglecting doing this. This is another exposition dump. So explain, I tried to give this to my son before, and he failed in a way that we'll figure out when we write the script. But it's time. I can't do this alone. I think you're the right guy for this.
Because you love this town as much as I do.
Yeah, you love this town as much as I do. You love the people in it.
What do you know about the Protector?
Yeah. It's there's a myth. Some people say it was a werewolf. Some people say it was a ghost. Some people say it was a chupacabra.
I didn't ask about some people. What do you know about the Protector?
And I want him to, I want Dale here to make, eye contact with Witchy Girl, who's, she's making that facial expression that's just, her mouth is set in a line, and she's, not happy about this, but you can't tell whether she's not happy about bringing Dale in, or she's not happy about the condition her grandfather is in.
Mm-hmm.
And so he's just well, this is what I know. My dad used to tell me stories that his dad told him about a protector that helped during the...
I don't even think that. I think he would say, I don't know anything. Because as long as I can remember, this town hasn't needed protecting in this way.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because
he's not that old. He's in his 20s, mid-20s.
Yeah.
And things have been good, since 9/11. So... Anyway, so I think Jenkins would be good. I don't want you to know anything, because what I'm about to tell you is the truth. And I think he transforms right there on the bed.
Yeah, I want him. This is another reason I want it to be a wrist injury, because instead of a leg injury, because I want him to stand up and kind of gently shake off girl witch child, and then transform. And I don't want it necessarily to be as beleaguered as the transformation is in American Werewolf, but I do want it to be a very clear, this is happening.
I also want it to hurt him a little bit because of the injury.
Yeah.
I think I want to hurt him. I want it to hurt him, not just because of the injury, but also it's just a part of the transformation.
Yeah. It's painful. It's exhausting.
Did you ever see the movie playing the video game Majora's Mask? Every time Link puts on a transformation mask, it's kind of as horrifying as an N64 game can. And now I'm a cute little Deku scrub.
I'm thinking more Animorphs, where it sounds like I should be in excruciating pain right now. I can hear my skin tearing and my bones cracking and reforming. That kind of painful agony thing. I think then he passes out and wakes up, and we find out that it was just hot tea in that cauldron because they knew he was going to pass out.
Yeah. But I kind of want Old Man Jenkins to still be in that form, in the bed, just chilling.
Just napping.
Yes.
And the rest of it's explained by his wife.
Yeah.
And she explains that, like, for time immemorial, before Europeans came to this land, that way we can bring in Stephanie Meyer.
Ew.
Yeah, I know. Werewolves have protected this land and its interests. Back in, like, they did their best to fight against colonialism. Unfortunately, they failed there, but we, like, the Pinkerton fight and the Civil War, we fought on the side of the North and enslaved people. I think we should have a high black population in this town. Just because during the Civil War, they fought against slavery.
Yeah, I think this town should be unusually diverse, and it should be a mix of indigenous and black folks.
Like a station in the Underground Railroad, it was.
Yeah.
Because I think we all agree this is Pennsylvania coal country.
Yeah. Well, it would be past the Underground Railroad.
Yeah, the whole point of it being an Underground Railroad stop is that you keep going until you get to Canada.
It went all the way to Canada?
Oh, yeah, because slavery wasn't legal in...
Yeah.
Well, it was legal in the North, wasn't it? Or illegal in the North, wasn't it?
It was, but you could still be caught and sent back down.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, clearly that wasn't well taught in my high school. But even then, like, maybe a lot of former slaves stayed in this town because it was safe because of the Protector.
Yeah.
But anyway, like, we can name a couple historical incidents where this happened in this more town storytelling exposition.
I'm sorry. My first thought was that this town was not on the side of the Union during the Civil War. It was on no side. It was a safe harbor because nobody was here. And then my immediate next thought when you said other historical things was, likewise, in the 1980s, Royal Crown was able to proliferate because during the Cola Wars, we fought for neither side. The Protector.
Bud, Miller, no. This is a Yingling town. Lion's Head.
Lion's Head. For political reasons, I haven't had a Yingling in like 6 years.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. I haven't had a Yingling in a long time because I'm very far away from it. But I digress.
So anyway, I think then the exposition is taken over by Witchy Grandma.
Mm-hmm.
While the goth girlie takes a towel soaked in some kind of poultice and starts applying it to passed out werewolf forehead.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I think the grandma's exposition speech ends with, "Will you be the next Protector?" And he thinks, I have to think about this. And he takes he steps outside and he sits on the porch swing, where he's joined by Witchy Girl. And they have another bonding conversation, referencing their conversation the day before, and I see your side of things now, and this is a lot to take on. And she's like, I know, I'd try living with it. It's crazy, but this is what it is. Like, she knew.
I was gonna say, Witchy grandchild, she is dead son's daughter, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So...
Oh, is this where we find out what happened to him?
Yeah, because I think what happened is, I think he was protecting her somehow. Like, maybe I'm thinking like, Rise of the Guardians, Jack Frost backstory. I know you've never seen a movie, Mark, but the origin of Jack Frost in that story is Jack Frost drowned and froze to death, saving his little sister from ice that wasn't fully frozen, basically. Like, he got her off in time, but it cracked under him. So I'm thinking, like, maybe that's why he passed away, is she wandered off in the woods as a kid, and, like, maybe there was a landslide, and he protected her from the landslide, but died himself.
Here's a thought that's occurring to me. What if, in the beginning, he wasn't fully in control of himself yet, and Old Man Jenkins, then known as Regular Man Jenkins, was supervising his training, becoming the Protector, and when his mind was lost in the sauce, when he had no control over his actions, he turned on the daughter, who's a little baby, and Jenkins had no choice but to stop him and kill him.
Ooh, so there's a lot of guilt there with the...
Oh. No, that's good.
Yeah,
that's
like
good.
that.
That's solid.
Okay, now that I've said something good, I can go back a little bit farther and say the bad thing, which was Jack Frost in this Guardians movie gets his powers because he died from not thick enough ice.
Correct.
Jesus Christ, that's like Kurt Cobain becoming a superhero of shotguns.
Shotgun man!
You are now the mythical figure of shotguns.
No, I think that's Uncle Sam. So I think she reveals, like, they made it look like it was an accident, but...
Yeah, and I think she's, like, just honest with him here. Like, it's not gonna be easy.
Yeah.
But clearly Grandpa can't do this anymore. And we need somebody, and he thinks you're the best shot. So, are you gonna save us? We won't have the mine anymore. We'll have to leave. We'll have to find work in other cities and other towns. We need a protector, and you've been chosen. And I think that's when he agrees.
Yeah. She's like, you can say no, and no one will think less of you. And I think that's when she goes into the story about how her dad died. Mm-hmm. But that said, the town needs you. Yeah, the
town will not survive. Like, you know our mayor. He's a good guy. He doesn't carry the political weight to stop this.
Because what I want her to do is be like, the town needs you, and then distill it down into, like, reaching over and, like, holding his hand and being like, we need you.
I need you.
Yes.
I would love a bit here where he's like, okay, I'll do it. How do we do this? Oh, he's gonna have to bite you. And, like, they lean into it, and, like, he's rearing up to bite, and he's, like, looking away, wincing, and they're like, oh, we're just kidding. No. We got some of his saliva in a syringe. We're just gonna inject it. It's fine. We've been doing this medically for centuries.
Oh, I thought it was going to be like a potion. Like, it isn't even that. He just has to, like, drink it. And then they reveal that his spit is in the potion.
Oh, no. It's just, like, he literally just, like, spit into a syringe. We just do it intravenously now. Relax. It's fine. This'll work. And then I said before, like, the second act is escalation. I'm kind of changing it. I think that needs to be training. And this is also where we get introduced to Rockefeller III. And we see his progression simultaneously.
Yeah.
So right after he...
I hate to bring this into it. You know, the Avatar movie, the James Cameron Blue People movie?
Yeah.
It's kind of like that montage in the second part of it where sometimes he's with the military people, sometimes he's with the blue people, and he's getting better as blue people and doing less as a real human, etc. Like, yeah. That's the kind of vibe that we're going for.
I don't think we need to get too much in the weeds with this act.
Oh, yeah.
But, like, we have training montages or whatnot, and also he's getting closer with Witchy Girl. Maybe they even have a kiss at some point.
Yeah.
He's learning how to transform, what he's capable of doing. Very Yoda and Luke, because Jenkins is, still rehabbing his wrist. But, like, right after he gets, like, right when the syringe goes in the arm, we go to Rockefeller. And... He finds out about the truck.
I was gonna say, is Rockefeller aware of the Protector?
Yes, because he's got Grandpa's diary.
Okay.
And Grandpa's diary has, I swear to fucking God, it was a werewolf. I saw him turn into a giant wolf. He ate 3 of my guys. I ran like a little bitch. We can't compete with a werewolf.
The vibe that I'm getting from, like, the Rockefeller character is... Again, going back to Gravity Falls, Grunk will stand to the kids being like, yeah, all this shit is bullshit. I made it all up. And then secretly he's collecting all of the shit to put it all together because he knows all of this shit is real. It's like, in public, he's like, yeah, I would never admit to any of this. But in private, he's like, I'm gonna fucking kill that goddamn werewolf.
Yeah.
The treatment will be right back after these messages.
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Delicious things to eat.
The popcorn can't be beat. The sparkling drinks are just dandy. The chocolate bars and the candy. So let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
And now back to The Treatment, a podcast about stories, with your hosts Billy Beck, Cody Beck, and Mark Lucas.
Alright, so...
I think I don't want us to actually see the process by which he becomes a werewolf. I think instead of even the thing with the syringe and such, I think we can totally hand wave that. With she lights a stick of sage as Grandma starts hanging like animal skulls, and we cut to black.
Yeah, that's fine. We cut to Rockefeller doing something similar, but like not witchy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like she lights Cage, and then we cut to him lighting like a candle or something with a glass of wine as he's
doing
like
meditation yoga.
Yeah, something.
She lights a thing of sage. He lights a cigar.
Yeah, there we go. And he's like, "All right, Miller, tell me what's going on over in Coal Country." "Well, boss, we lost a truck." "What do you mean we lost a truck?" "Yeah, all 4 tires were slashed in the middle of the night. It was just a surveyor's truck. We weren't even building anything yet." "Did you say the tires were slashed?" "Yeah, real jagged slashes. They must not have sharpened their knife." "The protector." "What do you mean the protector?" "Grab me my grandfather's diary." He goes in, finds all the werewolf stuff in there. And he's like, "We need to prepare. This is going to be a fight to build this resort on Grandpa's land."
I think there should be a series of misfortunes. Like, the truck should be, like, he should be like, "We've lost a truck. All of our communication wires keep getting cut. Stuff keeps getting dug up and lost."
Yeah.
These are a series of events of someone messing with us. Get me my grandfather's diary.
Yeah, something like that.
Because I want it to be, like, breadcrumbed that he's been fighting this, Jenkins has been fighting this on his own for a while.
Yeah.
Quietly.
Yeah. So while we're seeing, like I said before, the Yoda and Luke, the training montages, maybe even he takes Witchy Girl on a date. He takes her to the diner for a date. And as we're getting through, we're just rushing through Act 2, we're also going to see Rockefeller plan. Like, we see that he's planning something, but we're not sure what.
Yeah.
I don't know where it's going to fall, but I want a reveal of him, like, doing the pull a book on the bookshelf and the bookshelf slides away thing to a vault room, and it's all the traditional werewolf killing things. So he's got a revolver with silver bullets. He's got garlic and a cross just in case. He's got a rolled up newspaper because he heard if you scold him right. The whole shebang.
He's got Jesus just sitting there.
Just having a nap. And I think that's towards the end of the second act, where he's going to be like, "All right, Thursday is the day we roll bulldozers in and start building. We got all the approvals from the county. The mayor can't do anything at this point. We just have to worry about one stinking werewolf." So Thursday rolls around. We're at the end of Act 2 now. Do you want to do anything else with the training? Any other bits and bobs in there?
I think there should be more of the mayor drumming up people's resistance, because I think there should be, like, the people are resisting as well, and you also have little acts of revenge or little acts of sabotage happening from Jenkins and...
Yeah,
but
that's a good idea.
I also think that we should see that... I don't know how you'd portray this in a montage sense, but, like, maybe on the date scene, Dale complains that he feels like he's not being let... no pun intended, he's not being unleashed to his full potential. And that's when she kind of has to remind him, like, he's worried that you have to remember what happened to my dad. He's worried.
Yeah.
You'll get there.
And maybe even at that date scene, he pushes her away in a way, and she leaves early. Mm-hmm. Like, kind of put some of that drama in there.
Yeah.
The Dagobah of their training, which is a reference I don't get because I've never seen a movie, their Dagobah is the mines.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. The mines are like the forest. I think what should happen is they announced that there's going to be like a groundbreaking ceremony for the new thing on like the Saturday, and they decide like, all right, we got a plan for like Friday. They're going to start rolling in, but Rockefeller and his goons start moving equipment in on Thursday instead. They come in a day earlier than announced to start, construction early.
Yeah. And
Jenkins, because they live nearby, Jenkins wakes up Dale in the middle of the night by scratching at his window or whatever with his claws. Mm-hmm. And he's like, "Oh, it's time." All right, we need to establish, can they talk as wolves?
Yes, but I don't want it to be like the same way humans do. Like, I kind of want them to be talking, but they're not like moving their mouths.
Like Animorph style with brainwaves,
Telepathy?
or Yeah.
No, because they have to be able to be heard by the people around them.
So it just sounds really growly?
I don't think they have to be heard by the people around them.
We've established that Witchy Wife picks up the story earlier.
Well, yeah, but she also knows the story earlier.
But she doesn't know where he was in the story.
Well, he was human when he started telling it.
Oh, okay, fair. Yeah, then I think that works.
And I think that them not, like, being able to communicate kind of keeps up the thing about it being this mysterious protector.
Yeah.
So maybe they can kind of communicate only with each other.
Or they just can't communicate at all. So, like, there's a scratch at the window, and Jenkins Wolf, gestures with his head, like, let's go. Dale comes out, starts walking with him towards where they're going. He's like, what's going on? Say something. Why can't... Oh, you can't talk? That's right, we can't talk as werewolves. Are they here? Are they early? And then they see the bulldozers, and he gets, oh, I get it. It's time. And then transforms. And actually, that works if they can't communicate as wolves. Because they start, just with visual cues, I go that way, you go that way. They're going to flank the bulldozers and fuck some shit up. Oh, because they already have a plan, because they knew they were coming, so they're just going to institute their plan. Okay.
I think they just have, enhanced instincts.
Yeah.
But in D&D, wolves have, pack tactics.
Yeah.
Even without communicating, they know, I go this way, you go that way.
But in addition, so the audience gets it as well, and the audience isn't confused, part of the montage leading up is they know that this date is coming. We know they're going to come in from the east side of Main Street. They're going to roll in with bulldozers, and here's what we're going to do. So, okay, it's a day early, but we're going to do the plan. So they separate to flank the group as they come in, and Dale Wolf sees Rockefeller with his gun with silver bullets, and the crosses and the garlic and all the shit, and he's like, oh, that's not good. But he can't say anything to Jenkins, and this is where Jenkins dies, I think.
Yes, this is where Jenkins dies. I kind of want it to be the other way around. Jenkins is the one who knows how to control it better, and Dale does actually go a little off the deep end here.
Ooh, that's stronger.
And Jenkins is the one who sees the signs, and because he's better able to control it, he protects Dale. And that's what gets him killed, because then we got the extra guilt of, shit, would he have survived if I hadn't... It's the Obi-Wan.
Yeah. He Obi-Wans.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. That's much stronger.
Yeah. And then maybe Dale actually, is already a little off the deep end, and seeing Jenkins die, realizing what's happened, goes full ballistic, and actually maybe goes a little bit farther than he intended to. And maybe he fully destroys one of the bulldozers instead of just incapacitating it.
I think he kills a guy. He doesn't kill
Rockefeller.
No, but he kills one of the guys.
Yeah.
Just completely. And then the next day the news writes it off as a freak bulldozer accident. He fell off the front of the bulldozers. They were coming into town.
Yeah.
In preparation for the
And this is his
groundbreaking ceremony.
This is his crisis of confidence, because he's maybe I got Jenkins killed and I killed somebody else. I'm not the right person. He picked the wrong person.
And this is that following scene. He has this conversation with the witchy girl.
Yeah. Because he doesn't go home, he goes back to them, and to bring Jenkins' body back, and he spends the night there as, his, vigil.
Yeah. And, because if this is on a Thursday night, then he's got all day Friday to mourn and plan for the groundbreaking on Saturday.
Yeah.
They just moved the equipment in a day earlier than expected. So yeah, he has that conversation then with witchy girl, expressing guilt, and she,
I kind of want her to be a little bit, not pitiless, but be it doesn't matter if he picked wrong, you're who he picked, and you're all we've got.
Yeah.
Get your shit together.
But also, he picked a successor, something he has chosen not to do for 20 years, because he knew his time was coming.
Yeah.
He was in full control. He explained the whole situation to her, what happened. He was in full control. Jenkins knew what he was doing. Grandpa knew his time was near, and he chose his end. And he chose his end making sure this town would still have a protector.
Yeah.
It's you now. Tough it out. We can grieve on Sunday. Tomorrow there's work to do.
Yeah.
And now we've got our third act. What happens? So our climax is this groundbreaking ceremony.
Yeah.
And I think he needs to do enough to scare Rockefeller away. I don't know if he needs to kill Rockefeller.
I don't think he does need to kill Rockefeller, because he's established he doesn't want to kill anyone. The point of the Protector is not to kill people. It's to protect the town. If that's necessary, you do it, but I don't think it's necessary.
I think we have another emergency town hall on this Friday night.
Yeah.
And I think Witchy Girl, it becomes part emergency town hall, part eulogy for Jenkins. Because the whole town fucking loved this dude. Everyone knew who he was.
Yeah.
He's a part of the furniture in this town. So I think she rallies the town around a big protest action during this groundbreaking.
Yeah.
Like, we're going to make them know they're not wanted. We are not going to let a shovel penetrate our ground. Even if that means we stand in front of bulldozers, if we have to get in front of TV cameras, we're going to do what we can.
Again, referencing another movie, it's like what I kind of see this turning into is when people start throwing trash and like rocks and shit at whichever villain it is in Spider-Man. They're like, hey, don't fuck with our city.
You mess with one of us, you mess with all of us.
Yeah.
This is New York post 9/11.
Yes, like something like that is like she inspires the town to do that, and that is what gets Dale out of his funk, and he shows up in full protector form to assist them. And Rockefeller's like, finally, I thought I was rid of you.
Like, I think she, like, at the groundbreaking ceremony, basically the whole town rises up. And there's going to be, like, news cameras there and press and whatnot.
Yeah.
I think it's Dale who sneaks around and cuts, like, TV feeds and disables trucks and stuff while no one's looking.
Yeah.
So that he's not seen on camera. But it's the town that's protesting.
Mm-hmm.
And making it clear that this is not warranted, this is not wanted, this is not acceptable.
Mm-hmm.
And eventually the town pushes Rockefeller back into the shadows where Dale Wolf is waiting. And I think their final confrontation isn't even violent. I think it
just exposes him as a coward.
Yeah, it exposes cowardice. Part of me wants them to, like, confront in a cave, and Dale Wolf turns back into Dale and says, you fucked with a town of werewolves, basically. We can all do this, like, lies to him. And just be like, we will not quit. If we have to kill again, we will. This will not happen in our town. Not in our home, not now, not never.
Okay, so we tie in the cowardice. He retreats into the mine to escape the townsfolk.
Yeah.
I'm seeing a picture of the townsfolk. There's kind of like a line of police, like security, with those like shields that kind of come in to protect him from the town. And as he runs into the mine to flee this fracas, in wolf form, Dale leaps over everything to pursue him. And everybody sees, but only for a second.
All the cops piss themselves and run away. At least some of them do.
Yeah, I think the town is still putting pressure on the cops and like they are like tired of it.
Yeah.
It's like this is not
I drove 3 hours to be here for this and there's a fucking werewolf, I'm out of here. So are you cool with that confrontation in the cave then, where like it's humans talking?
Yeah. I mean, I'd be lying if I said I didn't want to see a werewolf fight.
Well, okay.
We can still have a werewolf fight. He's got to disable, because dude's still got his silver handgun.
What I kind of want to see is, or where I see it in my head, is Dale transforms. Like, Dale drops to his human form, and What's-His-Face still has the silver bullet gun pointed at him. And he's like, basically the conversation they have is something like, I will always be here to protect this town. It might not be me, but it will be someone. And you're gonna run out of bullets eventually. We're willing to fight you this hard now. What do you think it's gonna be like if there's 15 of us? 30 of us? All of us?
What if instead of Dale doing that, what if Dale stays in wolf form, and it's Witchy Granddaughter who has this monologue? Because we've already established earlier that she kind of has, like, another way into the mines from scaring the kids.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so, he retreats into the mines. Dale Wolf jumps over the riot line and chases him in. Rockefeller turns around, fires the gun, grazes Dale Wolf's shoulder, and he, like, takes the hit a little bit and keeps going. He clicks to fire again, but the gun jams. He hits it twice. Dale gets to him, swats the gun out of his hand. Rockefeller starts to panic, fumbles in pockets, pulls out, like, a cross, and holds it up. That gets swatted out of his hand, too. Holds up a bulb of garlic. Dale Wolf bites it, spits it out to the side, snarls. Rolled up newspaper, bop, bop, bop. Dale just kind of looks at him and growls. He drops the newspaper, and at this point, he's back up against the cave wall. And Dale gets paw up against him, like, up to his chest, maybe throat. I don't want to... Yeah, let's go throat. Fuck it. Throat up against the wall and starts to lift, so he's on his tippy toes. Rockefeller's toast. And then over his other shoulder, Witchy Girl's there. And then she hits him with the monologue.
What if we don't even see Witchy Girl? Obviously, the audience will know, but it's because she's using the microphone system.
No. At this point, he's up, tippy toes, lights go out. Then we hear her voice.
Yeah. Because we established that earlier.
And what we see is just his werewolf eyes.
Mm-hmm. Glow, like an eerie supernatural glow in the dark.
Like they don't actually glow. This is just what we like. I'm not setting up some like vampires sparkle in the sun bullshit. It's just for this one shot we see his eyes and they look like they're glowing.
Yeah.
Yeah, like all animal eyes glow.
Yeah, like whatever tiny bit of light is still in there from whatever source, it's reflecting in his eyes.
Yeah.
So she gives him the monologue, this town's always being protected. I like the idea of building the myth of, do you think this is the only werewolf we have? Like, this will not stop until you leave, so leave. He fucks off, tail between his legs.
This is a long time to focus on just two eyes, so I'm thinking the camera stays on those eyes, but as she's speaking, in sections of the screen around the eyes, we see what Rockefeller imagines.
We see more and more...
Not more werewolves, but we see almost like a little image of what it would be like if you had to fight two. And then what if there were 5 of them fighting? And then what if there was a whole line of them?
I like to imagine that the early part of her speech, it's like expanding into the dark. Like it starts really tightly focused on the eyes, and then it expands into the darkness, and you get just the creaking timber and the like wet drips and like maybe both of them breathing. And then you start getting, as she gets into the, hey, this is imagine 2, 5, etc. Like that's when you start getting the spooky hallucinations.
Yeah, I like that. All right, so he turns tail and runs.
Yep.
Gets in his like fancy limousine, peels off. The construction guy's like, "What the fuck do we do now?" Well, let's leave too. And they leave. Like they just leave the bulldozers and shit. They just fucking run away. Riot cops all bail out because their fucking paycheck's gone. And then the lights come back on, and he did just get shot. So Dale Wolf is collapsed against the wall of the cave. He's breathing heavy. Blood's coming down from the shoulder where he took the bullet. And whether or not a silver bullet actually kills a werewolf, I think we could explain that it doesn't. He still got fucking shot.
Yeah.
So here we have a moment where, like, he transforms back to human. Witchy Girl flips the lights back on, comes out, pulls, stuff out of her bag, or medicine bag or whatever, and nurses his wounds. And then we denouement with some clever way the town is now using the construction equipment left behind.
Maybe they're building their own... They're using it to build their own, like, expansion to the school tours, or the...
Yeah, they're building, like, a new... The denouement is a month later. They're using the equipment to break ground on a museum.
Yes.
Like a physical museum, like a building. Because right now it's just like a small gift shop attached to like a literal coal mine.
Yeah.
And obviously our couple's together.
Yeah.
Well, shit, I think we have a movie.
What about Witchy Grandma? Maybe part of the denouement is her laying flowers at the grave of Old Man Jenkins?
Yeah. And we see his grave is next to his son's grave.
Do we want to pull a silly, and she's also...
I've thought about having a twist that Witchy Girl is also already a werewolf and has been the whole time. But I don't think so. I think we save that for the sequel.
I think it would be funny if she was a werewolf, but she's not actually a wolf, she's a cat.
Oh, Witchy Grandma?
Yeah, Witchy Grandma can transform into her own familiar.
Nah. Save that for the sequel. But yeah, I like the idea of her laying flowers at his grave.
Yeah.
And maybe, like, the other gravestones, we can imply somehow that these are graves of other protectors.
Yeah.
And we'll have a news thing in the denouement that's like riots at the groundbreaking caused Rockefeller. Like, they just never mentioned the werewolf. Our TV cameras caught the start of a riot that prevented the groundbreaking of a new resort. Rockefeller says he's looking at new locations for his resort hotel far away from Kohlberg.
No one wants to visit Coal Town anyway, says Out of Touch Elite.
All right. Cast.
I mean, I don't know how good his accents are, but Jeremy Irons as Old Man Jenkins.
How old is he now?
Fucking old.
Born in 4. Yeah, he's 80. Yeah, I like me some Jeremy Irons.
For the name of the town, Lansford.
Okay.
I like that. For Witchy Grandma and Witchy Grandchild, the names Sybil and Elmira.
Sybil's the grandchild, right? The daughter? The granddaughter?
Oh, I was gonna say Sybil as the grandmother.
Oh no, Elmira's an old lady name.
I was thinking Elmira because playing on Elvira.
Yeah, I know.
But Elmira and Sybil, yeah. I just like those names.
Maybe a bit on the nose, but for the granddaughter, Mia Goth.
I don't know what she looks like with dark hair. Yep, that works.
Yeah, that works.
Also, her last name is Goth.
Maybe this is a little much, but Oscar Isaac as Rockefeller Jr.
Ooh, I like that.
I just think he plays rich shithead pretty well.
Yeah. So, trying to think of who Grandma should be. And what I would love to do is find an actress who played his partner in a movie in like the 80s or 90s, Jeremy Irons.
Ah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, there is always character actress Margot Martindale.
There is.
Because she's in her 70s, and she played, I know this is Appalachia, not Western, but she was in Justified. So she can do that kind of vibe.
How about Leslie Uggams?
How do you spell that last name?
Uggams.
Oh, she's like a perfect look. She's a Blind Al in Deadpool, babe.
Oh, okay. Yes.
I kind of love that idea, actually.
Yeah.
For Dale.
Fuck you.
I mean, I guess if you want to typecast, she could be a witchy grandma. But I think Leslie Uggams would be a good Dale.
Motherfucker.
I know it's not the right kind of Indian, but Dev Patel for Dale.
We can't cast Dev Patel in everything.
Yes, we can.
No, we can't. He's a little bit old. Because if we're gonna have Mia Goth as his romantic partner,
How old is she?
she's your age, year younger than you.
How old is he?
Older than I am, I think. Oh no, he's a year younger than me. I mean, I do like Dev Patel. I think we could do better. He's.
And I'm also thinking Mia Goth was just romantically paired with Oscar Isaac, so...
And we just cast him as the villain.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying, if your argument is there...
Yeah. No, I know what you mean. Matthew Broderick as the mayor. I don't know why, but that feels right to me.
Who are we still looking for?
Our main guy.
Well, I didn't get any affirmation for Broderick for mayor.
Oh, I thought my laughter was...
Oh, was approval?
Yes.
Okay. Then yeah, just our Dale. And the bartender. Kieran Culkin is the bartender.
I'm down for that.
Just to push back on Matthew Broderick as the mayor,
Okay.
Paul Giamatti.
Ooh, also strong.
Like I could see him being really ineffectual as a mayor.
Broderick feels more like lovable, and that's kind of what I want. Like Giamatti's got a bit of an edge to him, and I want the mayor to like not really have much of an edge, but just be loved by everybody. I like how we're both pulling from Alexander Payne movies for that, because I know you're thinking Holdovers.
Honestly, I'm not directly thinking Holdovers. I'm just clicking random links on IMDb and looking at faces.
Fair enough. I was thinking of Election.
Okay, so I don't know who this person is, so I can't directly comment on his acting capabilities, and I'm just going off of face shapes. Daniel Durant.
Okay.
Durant.
Oh, this guy is he is deaf.
Is that deal breaker?
I'm trying to remember how he delivered dialogue in Coda.
Verbally, I assume.
Yeah, but
No, I think he signed. I don't think he talked.
Okay, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, even my joke is wrong.
If I recall correctly, we may have met him, though. Because I think he went to Gallaudet around the time when we were hanging out with those folks. Yeah, he went to Gallaudet. We may have met him at Festival back in the day. But I don't think he'll work for this, unfortunately.
Alright, well then I'll keep looking at other face shapes.
Daniel Kaluuya for Dale. Kaluuya is the last name.
I'm not mad at Daniel Kaluuya. Alternatively, Shamik Moore, who I think we've cast in something in the past.
We have, completely alternatively, Harris Dickinson, Iron Claw.
Ooh! Actually, I kind of like his look.
Yeah, me too. I like Harris Dickinson.
Yeah. No, that's a good shout.
He looks charming, but he doesn't look, like, bulky. And I kind of, like, I don't want a Chris Evans type for this role. I want someone who's a little, like, lankier.
A little wiry.
Yeah, but he has, like, a facial expression of just, like, a little bit sweet.
Yeah. I like it.
Okay.
I think that was everything.
Do we have his friend bartender guy?
Kieran Culkin.
Oh yeah, we do have his friend bartender guy. Then I guess all we need is a title and a poster.
Is it too obvious to go The Protector?
I was gonna say The Protector. I like The Protector.
On the one hand, it feels a little too vague, but I can't think of anything better.
And then what I see for the poster is The Protector at the bottom, and then it's like the two guys walking, and their shadows are the werewolves.
A la the teaser poster for Star Wars Episode 1.
Yes, but not quite that. I'm thinking more like Western style, where it's like the guy walking away from the camera and the shadow stretches out behind them.
I was thinking like the actor in silhouette in front of a full moon, in a way.
Yeah, I like that too, because it's more subtle that it's a werewolf movie.
Yeah.
Here's a picture in my head. It's like the mouth of concentric from out to in, the mouth of the mine, the wolf, the two guys.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
I like that too. Let's go with that. Cool.
And I feel like with a name like The Protector, this needs a tagline.
Yeah, it's something about like the what I want is something to the effect of like thing, but it feels like a horror movie tagline is the problem. Is it's just like things and secrets in Appalachia don't stay buried, like something to that vibe. Or when you mess with
the bull, you get the horns.
No, when you mess with a town, you don't know what's gonna fight back.
Tagline is hard.
Yeah.
This is a movie about werewolves. That's a tagline.
No, seriously, it's about werewolves. This ain't your daddy's Twilight. When no one's coming to help, you have to protect yourself.
Cry wolf.
Something about myths or legends.
Sometimes the legends are
true.
Yeah.
In some towns, believe the legends.
Yeah. In some towns, believe the legends.
Or legend.
Yeah.
Singular. In this town, believe the legend. There we go.
In this town, we believe.
Yeah. Cool.
All right. And
September.
Yeah, that's about what I was about to ask.
Yeah.
Well, I legitimately think that we were cooking here. I think this is a real good one.
Yeah. I want to pitch this tomorrow.
Somebody get on the horn to Universal. But in the meantime, this has been The Treatment, a podcast about stories. And we've been your hosts, Mark Lucas.
Billy Beck.
And Cody Beck.
And we'll see you at the movies.